Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday Funday, and yes, we have finally seen the new Pixar film,
Onward.
and forward. Yeah, yeah. I was probably not the one who was super looking forward to this. I can't think of a Disney film at all that I've really enjoyed.
In
Like,
recent years.
it's animated completely. Let's see. Incredibles 2 sucked ass. Moana was fucking terrible. Frozen was just sort of an abomination, and it had an abortion that somehow became Frozen 2. I haven't watched, but Megan told me, and I was like, that sounds bad. That sounds really bad.
Yeah, the only thing really good about it was the little salamander. Like, oh, you're so adorable. Yeah, I'm showing you the.
Yeah. And just, and even then, like, I've been mixed at best with Disney. Yeah, I still like the Marvel films because I am a Marvel slut. I can't help it. I can't help it. Give me all the Marvel. All the dicks. Come on my face. Just bukkake me. Here, look it up, kids.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Plenty.
What the hell am I marrying?
You're married a Marvel slut, like I said. But, yeah, so I was apoplectic at best about... Or not
Apathetic.
apathetic, yeah. I keep using apoplectic and it's not even the right word. Apathetic, really. I just wasn't really... Yeah, just So, I am going to lead us off for a change. And I'm going to say... Yeah, this movie's actually kind of charming. It's actually rather good, I would even say. It is by no means a perfect film. If there's like three technically glaring issues. So real quick, we got to recap the movie in a brief nutshell. It's about a young kid. His name is Ian. Yeah, Ian Lightfoot. I don't know why, and it took almost the entire movie till we learned they're elves. Because even though I was like, well, are they elves? What the fuck are they? They're just blue to me.
I got pointy ears.
Yeah. I was like, okay, what else? Him and his brother Barley. Ian, of course, played by Tom Holland, and Barley played by Chris Pratt. They decide to...
So, Peter Parker and Peter Quill.
Yeah. And they decide to go on a quest thanks to the fact that their dad left them a gift that Ian opens on his 16th birthday that ends up being able to restore because their dad actually died. It died before Ian was even born. Which makes me wonder, that dad had to have some virulence to be able to make a baby when he was dying. Sorry, random observation from me.
It came on him so suddenly.
Who knows? But... the only reason I was so disinterested in it is because of the trailers. The trailers did nothing to sell me on this because pretty much it was like, look, it's a fantasy world, that it's modern. But I will say the movie actually does a better job of actually explaining how it's modern.
Yeah, I will say when I saw trailers of all these, like, fairies and elves and, like, all these, like, fairy tale fantasy creatures all kind of like living together in one world. It's like, I was actually kind of intrigued, and I saw more trailers for it.
And it's set like a modern.
Yeah, like the dad's legs that they're only able to bring back. I was like, okay, well, this looks kind of dumb now.
Yeah, I was getting a lot of Weekends at Bernie's vibe from it. But, damn it, the movie doesn't actually try to win you over with some charm. First off, it actually explains its world. It explains that, yes, there is actually magic. These are magical creatures, obviously.
But they pretty much abandoned magic for...
technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just easier.
Yeah. And there's certain aspects to it that the movie wants to get into, but at the same time, I think that's like, okay, this is obvious sequel bait. And I'm guessing that that's what eventually Pixar is going to do. Probably by... High Lord Mickey probably commanded it. Gotta pick on Mickey a little bit. So, there's obvious, like, there's stuff like, oh, well, how are they going to or how are they going to come back to grips with the magic? Because pretty much their dad is brought back thanks to a spell. Because they learned their dad actually was a wizard. It's a bit of a plot point. And then shenanigans is the best way to put it.
Yeah,
They go
the spell gets interrupted. So they only bring back like half of him, like you see in the trailers. And they have to seek out this gem to bring back the rest of him.
And they only have 24 hours in which to complete the spell, because otherwise he just goes back to being dead, I guess.
Because it's not really a resurrection spell so much as a visitation spell.
Yeah.
It only gives them 24 hours, but still they need the rest of him kind of like, oh, hi, you know, because he never met his dad, and, you know, Barley only has like 4 memories.
Yeah, and one of them is just goddamn heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's... Where the movie works, I believe, is actually in the, pretty much lack of a better way to put it, human elements that it actually puts in. If there is one thing you can, again, kind of knock this movie over, some of them you have sort of seen before. This, I think, is still able to make it feel, for lack of a better way, it feels relatable. First off, the fact that one of Barley's memories, to kind of give away a bit of a sad moment, is their dad dying in essence. He remembers when he was supposed to say goodbye.
But he was afraid to go in there because his dad was hooked up to all these tubes and everything.
And that hit a spot in me, just personal issues as well. Well, not with my dad. He's still around. But just, you know, family that you've lost, and for myself as well. And I was like, okay, that one is really something genuine. Mm-hmm. It is a sentiment that anybody can understand, but but how they explained it was in a way that made a lot of sense. Because the big thing is that Barley is pretty much, he just kind of does whatever he wants. No fear.
He's a fearless D&D nerd. In adolescence.
D&D dumbass. He's kind of dumb at times, is the best way to put it. And Ian is kind of just as, like, timid. He's Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Like, the casting's very spot on in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, Barley's like, I'm just going to go with my gut here. My gut's never steered me wrong. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, we gotta go on this quest. We gotta do it this way, otherwise we're gonna run to a gelatinous blob.
Gelatinous. Not gelatinous. I don't know what gelatinous is. You're talking like me. I'm talking me, I'm dumb. But yeah, whenever they actually... Pretty much this is meant to be a brothers coming together and actually realizing what makes them brothers. That's a mainstay of the story. Now, mind you, there's obviously the silly elements, you know, like the spells and the other weird stuff, like the fact that...
And these little, like, pixie bikers.
Mm-hmm.
That they were, like, this tall, like, hey, you got a problem?
It's this one on steroids.
What? Whatever would you say that?
You're gonna start goddamn fighting Walmart one of these days. I'm like, I ain't in it. Get your ass whooped your own way.
Well, people need to learn to get out of my way. Don't run your ass over. I don't get to like get out of my way. Get in, get what I need, get out of my way. Just
my point. I'm glad you proved it for me.
Well, yeah, I'm such a little like ankle biting chihuahua.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's all these little elements of different things, and I guess it's kind of part of the issue I sort of as well still have with the movie. As much as I really love the heartfelt sentiments, I actually enjoyed most of the voice acting and everything. Even though, to me, Chris Pratt at first, he was really kind of annoying me in the trailers. He won me over eventually with his own charm. Like, alright, damn it, Chris. You're listening to realistically talking here, the issue is that it's set in that fantasy realm. It doesn't need to be, is I think the biggest issue. Like this, it doesn't add enough to the film except for the fact that, hey, they're needing to do a wizard quest or anything. Other than that, it's just like, oh, look, hey, maybe they have to do this because they need to regain or remember their magic. Sort of. Like, they talk about the manticore that she needs to become, one with her own fierce history
Yeah,
again.
she used to be like this warrior woman, and now she's like...
She runs a Chuck E. Cheese in all essence.
Yeah, like she used to run this tavern, now it's like pretty much turned to a Chuck E. Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Like even a mascot that's like kind of modeled after her.
Yeah, and like I said, it's like I get the idea behind it, and that's a good thing to draw on the kids. I think sometimes though that the sentiments that they have with trying to come to grips with how their family is, and borrowing and trying to understand their own relationship with each other. It sometimes always feels a little at odds with the environment, is the best way to put it. And honestly, it kind of comes down to at times I'm like, why does this need to be an anime film? It's kind of like the issue I have with that new movie Connected that I've been seeing trailers for. I'm like, why is this an animated movie? You could have made this just a regular film. The one where the dad is trying to get the daughter to college.
Oh,
and she wants nothing to do with
yeah.
him because of, stupid plot conveniences. And she's
It's like, oh, I cancel your plane
bitch.
ticket, so we're gonna all road trip as a family to your college. Like,
And she's a bitch to him. He's a dumbass. And then robot attack. And that's like, okay, that's the only part that looks like this needs to be anime because that would be kind of expensive. But fuck me, is it stupid.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like we've kind of seen it 80,000 times before.
And
Like with the Martin Lawrence movie, College Road Trip.
Mm-hmm. Except for there's no robot invasion in that one. Like, don't think. I might be wrong.
I'm talking about the heart of the story.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, it's not that it's bad. In fact, there's a lot of good stuff, and just God, it sometimes is weird to try and get your head around some of this. Like, oh, was I to do this because we need a Pixar movie out? Thanks, I guess. And also, I would be remiss if I also don't mention some of the issues I actually had within the movie. There is a new proto-father figure they have. Their mother is now it was voiced by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Whatever. JLD. Let's just call her that.
Elaine from Seinfeld.
There we go. But yeah, she's dating this one guy. His name is Colt Bronco, and he's a centaur. Her to her to her.
And he's a cop.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, and he likes also dumb jokes too.
Yeah, got a really like horsey kind of laugh. Like,
Mm-hmm.
thankfully they didn't go with the white Bronco O.J. Simpson joke.
Well, he's brown anyway, so.
Well, his horse half is brown, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying they could have made him like a white horse half, and gone with that joke. I was like, thank you. You can go for that stupid easy joke. That would have had to been hammered in. It just.
He could have said, I'm a white Bronco heading south. Yeah, that would have been kind of funny to me. At the same time, but it would have been stupid. But he's... It feels like they wanted something to be done with him, and they kind of just... here, he's up on the shelf. It's something we put there.
Yeah, he's just kind of there to give updates to the mom about her kids. It's like, oh, well, we talked to so-and-so, and we think they're going this way. It's like...
Oh, I found them. They're going this direction. Well, now we're going to go this direction. He's...
It's like, he didn't really need to be her boyfriend in order to accomplish this.
Yeah, it could have just been a possible guy who's had, kind of the hots for her, but they are not really together.
Yeah, maybe get together by the end of it, but just...
Yeah. It felt... It's superfluous at best. Like, his character doesn't need to even be a thing. Like, you could have just had the mom be a cop and that would have been fine. And, she could have used her own cop skills to do stuff. What other issue did I have? There is also, just to spoil a little bit more of the movie, there is the prototypical, there has to be a misunderstanding thing There's technically kind of two of these, and both times they're forced. They really kind of like, well, the movie just had a record skip there. And it's bad because like most of the writing in the movie actually tends to be a little bit on the smarter side. It's still got some of the Pixar's good barbed but still dulled for kids humor that they can do, and some of their wittier dialogue they can pull off. But in the same instance, it's like, okay, but why do you have to go through these stupid conventions? Don't. Mm-hmm. Or just figure out a better way to have, an issue be brought up. Pretty much Barley and Ian can't get, I want to call him Ion for some reason. But they're not 100% able to get along because of this stupid thing that kind of is pretty quickly swept under the rug, comes back the fuck up and near the end, and then is quickly swept back under the fucking rug. And it's like, well, why does this exist? Mm-hmm. And it's bad because the movie does do certain things smart. It does smart with, eventual reveal of the father and actually any of the conversations that they wish to have. Some of the stuff dealing with the brothers, it actually is smart. It's dealt with well. So it's weird that sometimes a movie decides to take the easier route for these scenes that shouldn't be, oh, let's just take the simple route. Let's just do this because it's simple. I mean, what do you think?
Well, has an issue or two, but I think it was funny. Like, there were a number of times when we were laughing, or when I was like, "Yeah, it'd be you or your kid," and it had a lot of heart. Like, there's one scene he's listening to a tape made by his dad, and then he kind of plays it back and is acting like he's talking with his dad about his day, and I was like, "Aw, it's actually kind of heart-wrenching." And it just, and then towards the end got kind of like right in the feel. It's like, oh. It's like we were both tearing up a little bit. It's like, oh.
Not me. I am tough man. Oh.
Let's wait for that.
With a hearty thud to my chest.
Tarzan, you are not.
Also, you don't do it this way, you do it that way.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was just going to say, I do agree with you that it can actually hit in the feels. And that's, again, it's part of actually where Pixar actually learns how to write. Except for when they did Incredibles 2, Monsters University, any of the Cars movies. Oh, dear God, they have actually written a lot of really bad things. Or, Toy Story. I'm glad y'all love it. This fucking franchise can blow me.
I'd say Toy Story is very overrated, I think.
It'd have to be rated well for it to actually be overrated. It's just
like, the first one is like, it's alright. I don't get the big appeal of it. And I certainly don't understand why it had to spawn not one, not two, but 3 sequels.
Money, 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 money. Same reason why we had to have a Lion King remake. Oh, and also, we'd be remiss to not talk about the cartoon that was actually before this. There's
a little cartoon short featuring, was it Maggie?
Yeah, Maggie from The Simpsons.
Yeah, she meets this little boy. They can't really talk to each other because they're both little babies. But
yeah, in fact, the entire cartoon is quiet except for the music and the sound effects.
Yeah.
It's so damn cute. It's so
adorable. It's so funny. It's like,
alright, damn it, movie, you're cute already.
Yeah, so that probably might get.
It's actually good to see that. Sure, some people may kind of really disparage the fact that Disney bought Fox, and I don't 100% disagree with them. But in the same instance, like, Fox wasn't doing a lot really good. And hey, if they're able to at least make Simpsons actually make something that can be remarkably funny again, because we were laughing our asses off throughout the entire thing. And on top of maybe not give an edge back to The Simpsons, but still provide some humor, which is the biggest thing they're lacking right now. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, I gotta give Disney something at least. And I didn't have to have a gun held to my head to be told that by a mouse. Mm-hmm. Huh? Better say it, or I'll fucking kill you. Yeah, I actually enjoyed Onward. As much as it may seem I have a lot of issues, it does have a lot of heart. It does actually have some good moments. Sure, some of it feels like it's setting up for a sequel that we're going to have to get in 3 years. And it's just more of, hey, we're going to show off more of this stuff because reasons. Thanks, Disney. But as long as it actually has the right amount of heart with a good amount of humor and still good writing, because dear God, Pixar has been, and Disney Animation Studios have not been understanding that for a while. I gotta give them some props. It's actually a fun movie. It's worth your time, I believe. Mm-hmm. So
when it comes out, I want it on Blu-ray.
I'll get to you on Laserdisc.
Yeah, it'll probably come out either around my birthday or around Christmas.
That was probably around Christmas time, not anything. He'll live.
Fun. Birthday.
He'll live.
No.
So what would you give this as a final score?
I give it 9.
I'm right near there. I was almost waffling to an 8, simply because I did more I thought about. I was like, the world's kind of just there. It's a thing. It's not really used 100% well, but there are times when they do use it well, especially with the Manticore, especially with, the whole magic issue. Though at the same time, I'm like, why does this have to be animated? This could have just been any movie. I still give it a 9. It's actually a very damn good, well done anime movie. Don't watch any of the other pieces of dog shit they've put out in the past 5 years. I know some people will say, oh, Coco was good. Oh, fucking no. I can't ever stay awake watching the goddamn thing. Coco is goddamn boring. I cannot get past 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I will say it takes a little bit to get started, but...
A little bit?
I was bawling my eyes out by the end of it.
No. A fucking dude who's on Viagra takes a little bit to get done and get started well. Oh, more than fucking Coco. God damn, that movie is dull. I can't even give it an actual full score because I can't sit down and watch the whole thing because it's like, this movie's so fucking boring. Sorry.
I tried watching like the first 15 or 20 minutes of La La Land.
I watched the entirety of Moana, and that was fucking terrible.
Well, that's awesome. What the hell are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
I don't know what you just slipped into there. Yeah, I want to send out one thing, though. Though I will say, everybody, hey, you want to go see a good movie? Don't take the kids, because fuck those kids. Now, if you want to see actually a good film, maybe the kids can see it. They wouldn't mind. This morning they might start bawling. In fact, you might be joining
babies,
them. But... Oh, you take a baby. You have all rights to be stabbed in the throat.
Yeah, a baby's not going to remember.
Anything that is still not in school properly, and I'm not including pre-K, that's not school. You can't really fail pre-K. Really would like a school that almost fails kids in pre-K. It's like, here, you're a reject. Stamps them right on the forehead. But,
the hell is wrong with you?
Some people's kids are really stupid. And they just need to be told that right away. Your kid's a fucking moron. You might as well just give him a little hat and tell him to start flipping burgers. He needs to know this now. Some bitch is lucky if he's going to know what 3 plus 2 is. But,
he does not believe the children are our future.
No. Just one thing I want to throw out there. Disney, Pixar, all you animation studios, all you different people who've done all these wonderful animated films, please, for the love of fuck, stop gearing it centrally to kids. One of the things that actually made Disney films great was whenever there was enough that the kiddies could watch, but there was also some stuff that adults could watch. This is why Incredibles is great. This is why Finding Nemo is great. This is why Lion King is a classic. This is why Hunchback of Notre Dame is one of their best. Even though I would say Hunchback of Notre Dame is very geared towards adults and not so much kids. Fuck the gargoyles. It almost sounds like this should be a slogan I should go with. But in whole other respect, stop aiming it towards kids. Incredibles 2 was really aimed towards children. Especially fucking jerk. And all the stupid shit y'all did where you fucking ignored most of the first movie. And fucking Moana aimed towards little babies, in all essence. Fucking Frozen aimed at babies. Fuck that movie. In fact, Disney anime, y'all haven't done anything good since Tangled. Sorry. They have not done shit else I've given a hell or given two fucks about. But you just aim it for families. Not for kids, not for adults. Families. Mi familia. If you don't speak English, I do know a little Spanish. Don't ask me to say it in Dutch. I don't know how to say it. I know so much little of other languages.
We're lucky we know English.
I don't even know it that well.
So do I need to take your soapbox away?
I just please, family movies, not kids movies. That's just all I ask. Just please quit giving me kids movies. Give me family movies. Also, the people who wrote and directed It's Secret Life of Pets, please stop. Just drink acid. You'd be more productive to the rest of society instead.
I got dark.
Fucking get tired of kids movies so much. Fucking hate them so much. But hey, that's enough of me ranting and raving about stuff. And hey, I know later on this year or next year I'm probably going to be pissed off because we're going to have to watch Soul. God, that doesn't look good.
I was like, what are y'all gonna do with this?
It's going to be about jazz, and it's going to be Coco with jazz. I see it. It's so fucking not gonna be.
Because even doing a movie about the soul and the afterlife, it'd be very hard not to steer it towards religion. Be the thing I'm worried about.
Well.
And also, how interesting can you make it?
Obviously not much if Coco's is an example. I was like, God damn it. I got them zingers in the way. I will eventually give y'all a late-ass review of Coco, so that way I can quit just bashing the shit out of the first 20 minutes. God damn, I cannot get through that movie.
Want me to spoil that movie for you?
I know, it ends up that the one guy's his father.
What one guy?
The one bastard dude or whatever.
The skinny dude that nobody wants?
I don't know. We can talk after we get this off our...
I can tell you.
Yeah, so please, Pixar, Disney, stop, kids. Family movies are good. I don't mind family movies. Watch them all day long. Kids movies, I want to hang myself. Yeah. So, hey, we'll be back. Actually, I would just wait to let y'all know. So, next week, Megan is not going to be with me because we actually have something we have to do on Sunday. It's actually a big deal. We, unfortunately, kind of only...
We have a prior engagement.
Yeah, pretty big prior engagement. And, so because of that, you're just going to be putting up with me. And I'm going to be talking about Bloodshot. So, that's going to be good.
Because he won't be able to see it on Sunday, so he's going to see it by himself on Monday, and I have to work.
Yeah, and so thankfully I'm going to be working in a way, too. Be like, oh my god, what is this piece of shit? Watch the movie is like an absolute just gem to me, and I just it's horrible, but I love it.
I'm going to say, you bash it, but watch. It's going to turn out to be one of your best movies of this year.
I just want it to be like a Batman Robin level of just camp and cheese. It's already got the fuckhead from Outlander and Vin Diesel doing his complete I don't give a fuck, I want a paycheck. Because I can't, have nothing better to do with my time.
Oh, it's not another franchise Vin Diesel's in. The Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick stuff.
It hasn't been one since 2009.
I'm just saying, you're talking about franchises that Vin Diesel's a part of.
We had this conversation nearly an hour ago.
You're talking about franchises that Vin Diesel's in versus franchises that The Rock is in. Don't
Alright,
ask
since
how
Grandma is changing the channel, we're going to go ahead and just, churn off the TV. Oh, she snorts her face off. Well, we should just spill her drink, I'll be happy. But hey, we'll see y'all, or I will see y'all next week with a little bit of Bloodshot and probably a whole lot of me just losing my mind. She might be done giggling by then.
Maybe.
But hey, we'll talk with y'all later. So, bye-bye, everybody.